Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Laid Back Trader with me, Mark. It is currently 8:39 on Monday, the 10th of August. We did our analysis last night. I transferred all of my lovely rectangles onto my MetaTrader 4 charts. So this is what I'll be looking at this week. This is why I love doing my analysis on the Sunday, drawing the lines, and then all I'm doing is playing the waiting game. It takes all of the second guessing and everything out of the equation. So just as a reminder, on GBP USD, we are waiting for the market to come down to this level of support, and then I will be looking for a buy. If I get a decent sign of rejection, like nice wick rejection or something like that, or a strong bullish candle, I will be placing a buy. On the USD yen, I am waiting for the market to come back up to this previous level of support, now acting as resistance. We've already had one really nice rejection here. So rather reluctantly, you can see that the market this morning is slowly making its way back up there. So I'll be looking for a sell in this region here. And then the Aussie dollar, I will be waiting. So we've had previous resistance tested several times, and then a break, a retest, a move to the upside, now another retest, and then another move to the upside, and we are waiting for it again to come back down and retest this area here. It has formed on the 4 hourly, it has formed this small sort of trend support, so I have put that in just to be cognizant of that. I do want to get my trade in. I can still get a 1-to-3 risk to rewards ratio trade in if it comes back down and retests this line and doesn't quite make it to my area of resistance, support, sorry. So I'll be watching this one as well. And then the euro yen. So we had a lovely area of resistance be broken. So it was tested here. Nope, you're not going up. Comes back up, no, you're not going up, and eventually breaks. Lovely retest, great wick rejection here, and we can see it's going back up, and now I'm looking for it to come back down, retest this former resistance, now support one more time, and see if we can get a nice buy-in. So that's what I'll be doing. I've got a pretty hectic day planned at works, but I should be able to come back and check this at around 12, 1 o'clock. When I have my lunch, and hopefully we don't miss a move. But yeah, let's see how these play out. See you in a bit. Okay, so just back on my lunch. I've just shoved some food in my face and having a quick check of the chart. So GBP USD, slowly but surely, reluctantly, it is approaching this area of support. If I take that down to the 1 hourly, you can see we're getting there, but it's slow. But the good thing is that it's going down as we expected it to, just playing a waiting game now. So like we say, this sign of rejection here, for me, is a clear indication that there are many people out there looking at this zone in the same way that I am and waiting for it to really test it and then move to the upside. USD yen, again, similar story, so slowly making its way back up to this area of now resistant of previous support. I was hoping that these, I'd have to be very lucky for them to hit them just as I was taking my lunch break. But the good news is that one's moving in the right direction as well. So the Aussie dollar, again, very reluctantly, but showing good signs of starting to make its way down to this area of support. And euro yen, same story again. So we can see here very, very reluctantly. Let me zoom in on that. This is always quite a nice indication as well. So I say reluctantly because price action. Looking at these candles, you can see that it's not making any quick movements. So there's indecision here, and this is what we like, and this is what you'll typically see after you get a nice break of resistance. So we'll amble along here, wait for it to hit our area of support. Hopefully it does. Hopefully see a nice wick rejection like on this candle here and this candle here, and then we'll place the trade. Hopefully I'll be able to check in on this a little bit later on. I think I'm on calls till about 5 o'clock, So that'll give it, you know, a good amount of time to hopefully get to where we want it to be. You never know. Today may be the day that we get this FTMO challenge rocking and rolling, and I can stop staring at this $50,000 balance. Okay, well, I'll stop the recording there and I will check back in a minute. Okay, so back again. Oh man, I hope you guys are dealing with the weather a little bit better than me. I've just been sweating in this room for the past, 7 hours. Right, so quick update on where we're at. GBP USD seems to be teasing me. We did come down very close to our level and spike right back up. Really nice wick rejection here. What's positive about this is that it hasn't shot straight up to the upside and decided to go for this level of resistance again. So it may well come down, hopefully, this evening, he says, and we might be able to get a buy entry. But obviously, it's always a waiting game, and it's not the end of the world. If it does come back up here, retest again, maybe come back down, then we can get a buy in, or it might break above and then retest this level of previous resistance and therefore become support and take off. So, like with most things trading related, you spend most of your time watching and not actually trading. So USD yen, again, similar story, tried to get up to this level of resistance, but hasn't been able to. Now it's shot back down, and now it's being rejected as it goes to the downside. So we may get a very reluctant, staggered attempt to hit this level again, which I'll be waiting for, and then I'll be looking for a sell. Aussie dollar has pretty much done absolutely nothing. It's just spent the entire day thinking about what it's going to do, whether it's going to carry on going to the upside or whether or not it's going to come back down. You can see some really good rejection here, and you can also see it on the other side as well. So a lot of indecision candles here. This is anybody's guess as to where this one ends up, but for now I'm still waiting for it to come back down, retest either of these areas of support, yeah, and then I'll be looking for a buy. And Euro yen. Okay, so one of them has decided to behave itself and get to where we wanted it to potentially today. We're right on that area of former resistance, now support. If I take that down to the 1 hourly, we can already see really nice bearish candle here. Bit of wick rejection coming up, and now this candle playing out here. So I have, I'll probably be working till about 6 o'clock. Then I'm going to have to bath my son and put him to bed. So I'll probably be able to pick this back up at around 7 o'clock. But if I can get a trade in here before then, which is unlikely, I will. But obviously remember, we're looking for buys here. We're looking for nice rejection and continuing the trend and buying this pair. So that's my quick update as I sweat about a pint of sweat. Right, I will see you in a bit. Okay, and welcome back. As you probably can see by the time and date, I didn't get a chance to get to the charts last night. My son gave me the complete runaround during bath time, so I didn't have the time. So it is now Tuesday, the 11th of August. It's 11 minutes past 8, and we can see, going to jump straight into this. GBP USD hasn't gone back up to this key area of resistance. It's looking like it may come down and retest this support one more time. I'm excited about this. So USD yen, it has come right back up into our zone of resistance. So what I'll be doing here is I'll be watching this until it's time for work at 9 o'clock. And I'll be looking for, on the lower time frames, I'll be looking for nice rejection. Starting to see some wick rejection here, but need to keep, if it can hold this for another couple of candles, then I'd definitely be interested in taking the trade. So we may get a trade today. Hallelujah. Right, and what's the Aussie doing? Aussie dollar is hopefully coming back down. So that's a watch today. Euro yen, you break my heart, Euro yen. So if you remember, we were waiting for it to come back down, touch or retest this area of previous resistance, now support, and bounce right back up. And as you can see, it's exactly what it did, and it did it when I was asleep. I could have put obviously an order in for these trades, but I always like to see how the market behaves as they're in those zones. So it's not the end of the world. That's just what happens. You miss trades sometimes. But yeah, lovely, lovely candle here on the 15-minute indicating, right, this might be time to turn this around, hits our area of support and then bounces right back up. It may retest, in which case then I will be looking for a buy, but not the end of the world. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to check back in when I am putting in a sell on the USD yen. I will be right back. Okay, just back. It is 8:36. I have to start getting ready for work. So I am going to put a trade in on the USD Japanese yen. This will be the first trade of the FTMO challenge. So this is really, really exciting. Have I seen enough rejection? If we go down to the lower time frames, it is respecting this line. We have had a couple of nice wick rejections here and a sort of faint promise that it's going to move to the downside. I have no doubt that it's probably going to come back up and test this a bit harder, but in the interest of time and trying to trade around a full-time job, I'm going to put this trade in. Another thing worth quickly showing you, which is something that I am cognizant of, when we look at this on TradingView and we get the MACD up, we can see that the momentum for this spike here was considerably higher than the momentum of this spike. They've pretty much reached the same region, but we can see a huge loss of momentum. So that's what we're looking for. And that's just a little bit of extra confirmation. I'll do a proper session on the MACD, but this is what I've used to confirm my suspicions, and that's what I want to be doing. So I might not get the best entry on this one, but let's do it. So I'm going to trade 0.6 of a lot. Let's go. Oh, yes, I do. First trade. Sell. Boom. We are in. Stop wants to go above those previous highs. And take profit. I would like to put down by these previous lows. So we are in the market to either lose. Let's move that up a tiny bit, just in case we get a spike. So we're either going to lose £239, or we are going to take 1,023. Oh, sorry, that wasn't pounds. So we are either going to lose $239, or we are going to make $1,023. So well within my risk to reward parameters. Excited to see how this one plays out. To be honest with you, I'm just excited to get a trade in on this FTMO challenge. I'll be watching the other pairs throughout the day. Usual story. I'll be checking in at lunch and then later on in the afternoon. But yeah, let's see how this one develops. Exciting times. And where we are, £2 or $2 down. Great start. Cool. See you in a bit, guys. Okay, just back. It is 7 minutes past 1 on Tuesday, the 11th of August. Just checking in on my trades or my trade setup. So GBP USD. This looks like it's making a move to the upside, so it's going to retest this area of resistance here. Like I said before, I'll be playing the waiting game, waiting for it to come back down, hopefully retest this, then we'll get a buy-in. If not, it's going to break above and then retest this area of former resistance, hopefully become support, and we can get a buy. So either way, we are going with the trend with a buy. So USD, JPY, the first trade of the challenge. Yes. It's slowly started to move to the downside here. Nothing particularly convincing, but we are currently $73 in profit. If I take that down to the 15-minute, you'll be able to see that a little bit clearer. So we're getting lots and lots of rejection either side of this, but it does seem to have a bias to the downside, which is good for us. It may come back up and retest this area here, but I'm willing to obviously leave the trade in and wait for the outcome. So, and a reminder on that one. Actually, I don't need to give you a reminder because this is all going to be one long video. But we're playing for $1,000 and we're going to lose potentially $240-ish if it goes against us. And where is the Aussie dollar? Aussie dollar is still just messing around here. We are still waiting for it to come back down, hopefully, so we can get a buy-in. And then the Euro JPY. This is the one I missed when I was asleep. It came back down here, retested and shot back up. So I would expect this one most likely to, if I insert shape on the cuff, I need to look at this properly, but my guess would be that it's going to come here and probably range around here. So it's going to form a nice area of resistance up here, I should imagine. Bounce back down, we might get a chance for a buy. Or similarly, it could break above, retest this, and then we're off again, and we'll be looking for a buy again. But always going with the trend. So, on that note, I will leave it there. Continue to update you on this, hopefully around about 6 o'clock this evening. Well, hopefully, we'll have seen this one move a little bit further to our target down here. Cool. All right, guys, I'll stop the video there, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, just back from a long afternoon of work to find that the USD yen has taken a complete U-turn, as you can see from the chart, and has decided to go against us. Funnily enough, I moved my stop. I'm still within, I moved my stop up just after the last recording to give myself a little bit of leeway and still stay within my risk to reward parameters. So yeah, and I'm kind of glad I did, because this has come right back up against us. This may continue to go up and stop us out for a loss, but not a problem if it does. That's just the way these things go. We are currently 196 US dollars down, but like I say, this is all fun, all part and parcel of the fun of trading. So not a problem. I will keep you updated on how this one develops. How are the other ones looking? So GBP USD is still reluctantly slowly moving up. I'm hoping for another retest of this area of support, like I've mentioned, but waiting on that. The Aussie dollar, again, same thing, hasn't really moved. And then the one that got away would have filled our order as well. But again, it's one of those things. Yes, it's a shame. We predicted it was going to do that, but we can't catch them all. So I'm hoping that this will come back down and give us another retest. It's quite a nice, strong, bullish movement here with no bearish candles amongst the mitts. So we'll see how it reacts to this. It may hold here and come back down, in which case we'll try and take a buy down here. But like I said before, it may break through, and then we'll be looking for areas to buy. So I will see you very soon. Good morning, everybody. I didn't get the chance to look at the charts last night. Well, I had a chance to have a quick glance at them, but I didn't have a chance to record a video. So the USD yen has stopped us out and went well above this previous area of resistance. So not to worry. I've turned my camera off because I realized it was obscuring the view on the balance. So we can see that I was stopped out for a loss of $281 in the end, but not to worry. That is the life of trading. A couple of our other trades are setting up actually. So if we look at the 4 hourly, we can see that the GBP USD has finally come back down to this previous area of support. So I will be looking to take a trade on this one. It's come back down, hit this quite nicely, and we've already got a strong bullish candle here. So I realized that I started the timer for my FTMO challenge yesterday. So I now have till the 11th of September to get this done. So that's going to be the challenge, and that's so normally, as you can probably tell, my style of trading is quite slow. I just wait for the perfect setups and take them as they appear. So I might have to start being a little bit more aggressive, just so that I can potentially get this in within the time frame. So that's GBP USD. Aussie dollar, we can see, has also come back down here to hopefully retest this nice trend support line that I've drawn in blue here. If it hits this line, like I said, a bit more of an aggressive approach. I'm going to definitely take this trade, so that might be a trade that I take this morning. And then Euro JPY, well, it's doing exactly what it did, exactly what we thought it would do. It hit this previous resistance, now support, come back up here and found resistance here, massive rejection, and now it's on its way back up. So it might form a double top and roll over, and then we'll be looking for a buy. If not, it'll break above and retest, and then we will also be looking for a buy. So that is a quick update. Hopefully I'll be able to take a couple of trades this morning. So I will stop the recording there, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, just back. So I have to, well, I'm ready for work, but I have to do a couple of things before a call that I have at 9 o'clock. So I am going to put these trades in, so in the interest of being aggressive for the challenge. So I'm going to put a buy in on the GBP USD, and I am going to put a buy in on the Aussie dollar. Okay, let's get these in, and then I can have a recap with you guys, hopefully at lunchtime. So 0.6 for lot, buy. Stop. I'm going to have to put just below this. We're going to have to assume that this is the low. And I'm going to put my take profit back up here. So what are we in the game for? We are in the game on this trade to win $639. And we are potentially going to lose, make it a bit more realistic. So to stay within my 3-to-1, 639, so I can go to, perfect, there we go. So that trade is in, and it's within my risk to reward parameters. GBP, we're going to buy again 0.6 of a lot. I'm going to put stop loss just below here. And the take profit, we may have to go right up here to get the ratio. So what are we in the market for here? We're in the market for $813, and we could potentially be losing $276. Okay, I may play around with those when I've got a sec, but I've quickly got to do some stuff. So we're in for 2 trades today. I will give you an update, hopefully at around about 1 o'clock, depending on when I can grab my lunch. I will see you in a bit. Okay, just back. I didn't get a chance, unfortunately, at lunch to record anything, but I will give you an update now. So the time is 8 on Wednesday, the 12th of August. And the 2 trades that we put in earlier, so how are they doing? So we can see here that the GBP USD did not take off like we were expecting. It's decided to hang around this area of support and put the fear of God into me as it almost stopped us out. But I'm quite happy with this. I can see clear signs of rejection here. So providing that the Asian session doesn't move it too much, we should, well, with any luck, we will continue to the upside tomorrow, or make a start in going to the upside tomorrow. And then the Aussie dollar. So this one is currently making its way as anticipated back up. I'm glad I took the trade when I did. So this is the interesting thing about being slightly more aggressive. I wouldn't normally have taken this trade until it had properly retested this line. So in all reality, I probably wouldn't have actually got into this trade if this had been non-FTMO challenge trading. But anyway, as you can see from the balance here, we are $244 up on the Aussie dollar, and we are $108 down on the GBP USD, which gives us a current balance for the day of 130 US dollars, as it changes the moment I say that. So I will leave these in overnight, obviously, and I will report back tomorrow morning, either a happy man or a slightly disgruntled man. Either way, I will see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. So I've just come into the office, checked the charts, and yeah, we're doing okay. So GBP USD has started to make a move to the upside. Hopefully it continues on this trajectory and reaches this nice area of resistance again. Still showing strength despite the news yesterday regarding the recession, which is a nice sign. It's a recession-proof trade, he says. Just totally jinxed it, haven't I? And then what are we looking like on the Aussie dollar? Aussie dollar is about where we left it yesterday. So a nice bullish move to the upside. Now it's doing a bit of consolidation, a bit of thinking. We can see some indecision coming from above and coming from below. So again, hopefully this will continue to move up. Today, I would hope that the market would move and hit our take profits today. That would be lovely. But I have no doubt that it's probably not going to work out like that. We could still come back down, test, etc., etc. What I do have to be aware of is that I'm not allowed to keep trades in over the weekend. So I need to really, tomorrow will be a day of assessment to see where we're at, because it would be a real shame for this to come back down, retest one more time, and I have to take it out at a loss. So again, another sort of nuance of the FTMO challenge style of trading, but we're looking good. And hypothetically, if I was to close these out, which I wouldn't do, what would our balance be? We would be $71 above the 50,000. So obviously, I'm not going to do that, but it's nice to hopefully see this come back out of the red. Okay, well, I've got a full day's worth of work. As you can see by the clock down here, it is 8 minutes to 9. So I need to get some things sorted before a couple of calls. I will try and come back at lunch, and then we'll check in with these trades. See you in a bit. Okay, just back at 12:15 on Thursday the 13th. We've had a little bit of movement, some nice movement from the GBP USD. If I take this down to the 1 hour, you'll be able to see. So it was kind of like forming a downward trend, as you'd expect. And for me, the key area here was this break. So obviously we came down here, very nearly stopped us out, came back up, and breaking through this kind of channel resistance for me was a key moment. You can see a really strong hourly candle here representing the break. We may come back down, we may mess around, retest this as previous resistance, then support. But yeah, so it's not looking bad on that front. And then what is the Aussie dollar doing? Not a lot. It's still messing around up here. So yeah, that's my 2-minute update for lunchtime. And we are currently, the balance is currently sat at $605 to the good. So, right, in that case, I will check back in probably a little bit later on, maybe 5-6 o'clock-ish, and we'll see where these are. See you in a bit. Hi, everybody, just back, just catching for 5 minutes in between calls. So to give you a quick update, what I am going to do is I am going to move my stop loss on the GBP USD up to break even. Now I'm doing this in the interest of, if we do come back down there, and it may spend too long down there. So if it goes back, if it does come back down to test that area of support, then I don't want it to be hanging around there tomorrow and then I have to close this out for a loss. So I'm moving my stop up. We've had a break of this trend resistance. We got a really nice movement to the upside, and now we've come back down to retest. It did, if we look at the lower time frames, it did already retest once. It's gone a little higher and then it's come back to retest it again. But if it breaks through here and makes its way down, then I'm not interested in being in this trade. I would be if I was allowed to trade over the weekend, but in this instance, I'm not too keen. I don't want to take an unnecessary loss and be further behind in the challenge than I need to be. Why is it come up here in respect to this? So always be looking to learn. We can see quite clearly that there is on the 1 hour chart, looking at this, we can see that there is a level of, roughly speaking, kind of previous support here. A little bit, obviously, not entirely accurate. Maybe need to move that down a little bit. Previous support once, twice, then a breakthrough, and that has come back up, and now it is retesting as resistance. Nicely rejected down here. Hits that level of support, comes back up, and then this level of resistance has been tested again. So it's no coincidence that it stopped there. So what I'll be looking for it to do is to nicely reject this line, this blue line here, and then come back up. But if it goes against us, like I said, I'm not interested in taking another loss and being further behind in the challenge. How are we looking on the Australia or Aussie dollar? Again, we're still moving around here. I've moved my stop up to break even, or just above. So again, I think this is, I think what I could probably realistically do as well is I could recognize that here, just so that we can recoup some of the loss. If I was to put in a level of support there that it seems to be quite happy playing around with. So what I would confidently say is actually moving my my stop loss rather to a reasonable distance beyond that, and worst case scenario, if it goes against us now, we're going to make $123. So let's leave these here, and I will report back a little bit later on. See you in a bit. Okay, just back. The time is 9:10 on Thursday the 13th of August. As you can see from the very, very quiet metrics board here, we were stopped out of both of the trades. So the Aussie dollar just broke that back down, headed towards this line here. So if I show you, yeah, so that mini support that I'd sort of drawn in, it broke through that, come back down, and it's heading towards this support level. Again, like I said, I wasn't interested in being in the trade if it comes back down here, because if it spends a considerable amount of time down here, which it's well, you know, it's well within the realms of possibility that it could do, I don't want it hanging around in, you know, at a loss on a Friday, and then I have to take it out. So that was the right decision. I think we made 160 in the end. I upped it a little bit off of that trade. So if we look at the account history, what are we looking at? I told you I would show you every trade. So we lost 279 on the USD JPY. We were completely wrong on that one. We made 100. Oh no, it was 103. Sorry, I must have moved it the other way. So $103 on the Aussie dollar trade, and pretty much break even. So $16 on the GBP USD. So all in all of that work, all of that time and effort has led to a loss of $166.50. But that is trading. Welcome to the wonderful world. Am I upset? No, not really. This is, you know, this is for me, this is a new way of trading. Like I said, I am quite used to leaving trades in over the weekend, letting them run their course. So I'm also really intrigued by this, you know, this time limit on this challenge. So I'm actually genuinely quite excited about it. It's going to change my trading. I'm going to have to be more aggressive. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board. We'll do our analysis on Sunday again, and then next week is another week, and we'll see if we can get out of this deficit. But a small drawdown, I'm not worried about that. Talk to me next week when it's even bigger. And just to show you what happened on the GBP USD, it came right back down, obviously off of this level of resistance, previous support, came back down, tested this, but then broke through. And like I said, I'm not interested. If it's going to come back down and retest this support level here, I'm not interested in it hanging around there. It's, it did it previously. It would have gone into the negative, and it could have hung around down there for a considerable amount of time. And then I would have had to have taken it out on Friday before the weekend at a loss. So, in a nutshell, a small loss for the first week of the FTMO challenge. But we've still got plenty of time. And like I say, so I'm probably going to be a bit more aggressive next week. I'm always going to stick to my rules. And as long as I stick by my rules, then I'm always a happy man. If I don't follow my rules and I go against them and then I lose money, then I have no one else to blame but myself. So I'm not upset by this. I've, a losing week is not uncommon. It could have been a lot worse. But yeah, so join me on Sunday I'll try and see if I can find, 5 or 6 pairs this time, and we'll give this another run next week. But until then, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it.